Noble Pie Parlor team. How's it going? I hope you guys are having a great day and a great start to your weekend so far. I'm sure you're wondering why I'm contacting you and who I even am. My name is Moses Aparicio. I own and operate a social media marketing agency here locally in the Reno area, and I'm also going to be a sophomore at UNR this upcoming year. And so I'm contacting your company specifically because I like to work in the food niche, but I don't like to work with just any company. I like to work with restaurants, bakeries, catering companies that are the best in the area. And the reason I do that is because I've put a lot of money and I've put a lot of time and effort into developing my skills. So, and I don't like to see that go wasted. So if I work with one of your competitors, I know that I'll drive them new traffic, get them new customers coming into their store, but those customers won't come back. And those customers won't have a good experience, will post negative reviews, and eventually I won't be able to get new customers for them because those negative reviews will end up catching up to them, right? But on the flip side, if I work with companies such as your pizza parlor, it's the complete opposite. I know that me getting those customers into your store, driving you new traffic, new leads, you'll capture those leads, get those customers in your store, and you'll get them coming back again and again and again, long after I've brought them into your store, right? And that's just because you guys have an amazing product and an amazing customer service. Internal marketing is what I like to call it, and that includes internal customer service, environment, just the mood you guys create, the experience you guys create with your pizzas and stuff like that, and how amazing it is just to come into your store and stuff. And so you're probably wondering why I'm even contacting you with the following you guys have. You guys have a following, especially on Facebook, which is huge. Congrats. That's awesome. You guys are off to an amazing start. But you guys shouldn't be complacent. You guys, I noticed, aren't commenting back to your followers or anything like that. You guys aren't really uh, thanking them. You're not liking their reviews. And so over here on Instagram, 839, that's also very impressive, but you guys aren't getting a lot of engagement. And so I'll go into that a little deeper in a minute or two. Uh, and so on Instagram, you guys have almost 1,800 followers, almost 2,000. But you guys aren't getting a lot of views. If we hover over this, you guys are only getting 46 views, 67, 111, 72, which for the amount of followers, not even just the amount of followers, the product you have, your views should be skyrocketing. But there's three reasons in my opinion that you're not getting these views, these comments, these likes, and your following isn't where it should be. So 1,800 followers is a lot, but for your product, not nearly enough. Way more people should be following you for the quality pizza, quality appetizers, quality food you're producing. Your brand should be skyrocketing. And so the first reason, and one of the more important reasons, is the timing of your post. I see a lot of companies posting too early in the morning or too late at night. And so I think that could be one of your issues. The reason this is so big is because recently Instagram changed their algorithm of how posts are viewed by followers. So instead of going on your feed and seeing posts in sequential order, so just based on timing, now it's an actual algorithm that says when you make a post, Instagram's only going to share it to 8 to 10% of your followers in the first hour or two. And based on those 8 to 10 of followers, if they're liking it, commenting, they'll share it to more people, or they'll kill it off if those people aren't liking it a lot. So if you post it early in the morning and not a lot of people are liking it and not a lot of people are even on Instagram, then they'll view it as not a really good post, right? And so that's huge because obviously you want to get in front of as many people as possible, right? It's like, so that brings me into my next step. Once you understand the importance of the timing of your post, we can get into the captions of your post. So let's click on this one. Nothing's better than brunch. Swing into Noble Pie Parlor and enjoy our delicious brunch menu every Saturday, Sunday, and you get the point. So that's awesome, but there's no call to action really, right? There's nothing that includes like something that I feel the need to respond to. And so, like I mentioned in a previous point, it's important to create this environment where people are commenting on your post. That's what Instagram views as important. And so, actually, let me take a step back. The reason Instagram does this is for two reasons. The reason they only share it to 8 to 10% of your followers in the beginning is for two reasons. The first one is because they want you to pay for more ads, right? Which is smart on their part. They should be getting paid ads. They should make decisions like that because there's nothing you can really do about it as the business other than give in. And the second reason is because they want people staying on their platform longer. So if a post goes up and the 8 to 10% of their followers don't even like it, then they're going to say odds are the rest of the 92% of their followers aren't going to like it. So let's not even waste their time with it. So they just stay on their platform longer, right? And so, like I mentioned, there's not really much we can do about it. It's a good business decision on their part, but it sucks for restaurants like yours that are hurt by this, right? But here's the good news. Most restaurants here locally aren't taking advantage of ways we can get around this, aren't figuring out ways they can get around this like I know ways we can get around this. And I'm going to show you right here and that we can implement to get around this. So that'll take you a step further of your competition, right? And so, as I was saying, your caption doesn't have a call to action. At the end of this, you should have posted something like, what kind of pizza do you prefer for brunch? Or who would you like to take to brunch? Or who's your favorite brunch buddy? Something like that. Just something that can get your followers to like feel the need to respond to. Because when they see this, there's really no need to respond to it at all, right? They just kind of look, maybe watch the video, maybe they don't even watch the video, and then they just keep scrolling. And so that's why you need that call to action. And then so that takes me in, and so you also need captions. Captions are so big to get new followers and get in front of more people. But the thing is, you don't want just captions just for the sake of having captions. You want captions that are local specific, because at the end of the day, you as a business owner, I'm sure, don't care if you have followers from Florida and New York, right? Unless they're going to UNR or something, or here on vacation. But odds are they're not going to come to your store if they're from New York or Florida and they aren't on vacation or at UNR, right? So that's why it's extremely important to use hashtags like Reno is rad, stuff like that. And so that kind of wraps it up for the commenting portion of this. And so that actually takes me into my third part, though. It goes hand in hand with the caption. So once you understand the importance of a call to action in your caption, you can understand the importance of incentivizing customers to comment on your post and stuff like that. And so what this incentive is something small. It doesn't have to be hugely expensive. It will cost you something, but the dividends it'll pay are going to be huge. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a contest, a weekly contest that goes on every week, and we're going to post it on your story and get it saved right here. So everyone that goes into your profile will see it and be able to know about the contest, so we're not constantly having to remind people about our weekly giveaways. And so your weekly giveaways, as I was mentioning, in your caption, you're going to have the call to action. So, for example, for this one, the call to action could be, who's your favorite person to come to brunch with? Tag your favorite person to come to brunch with and tell us what you guys like to order. So you get these people commenting and stuff like that. And then in your contest, your weekly giveaways that they already know about, of course, you say, comment of the week gets a free pizza. Comment of the week gets a free appetizer, something like that. But it just gets these people actually incentivized to comment. Just posting a question, I've noticed posting a question doesn't really get as much engagement. It gets engagement from people that are really in love with your brand, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But you also want the people that are just finding out about your brand, maybe haven't tried it, maybe been there once or twice, that aren't devout followers, devout customers, right? You want to turn them into customers that are in love with your brand. And this is a good way to do that. You want them to be commenting because eventually they'll maybe win one. Or eventually they'll see your post enough, comment on your post enough that they continue to come into your store again and again and again. And so that's what I like to do. That's those are the 3 points that I think are huge to get around this new algorithm. And then so on top of that, that's not all I want to do for your company. Those alone will help you generate new sales, new leads, and stuff. But that's not the only way I want to do that. Another way, a few other ways I want to do that is so right here. This is a list of how many students attended, statistics about the students attending UNR last year, and stuff like that. So if you notice right here, I highlighted freshmen, 2,938, I'm sorry. So almost 3,000. That number is going to hit 3,000, I guarantee it, this year. With the amount UNR is growing, how the basketball team's doing and stuff, and just the popularity, and there's no doubt that that number exceeds 3,000. So what does that mean for you, the business owner? Well, that means a lot if you're thinking about it the right way. That means at least probably about a third of those, about 1,000 kids, are going to be coming from out of state or Vegas, right? That means 1,000 new people that don't know about your brand, don't know about your company. So that means we need to get in front of those kids as fast as possible to get them into your store. I don't know if you guys went to college, but last year was my first year at UNR. And I know in that first few weeks staying in the dorms and stuff, a bunch of kids try to go out with their roommates and stuff to get to know them, to just spend time together, see if they're going to like each other, just make friends, make connections. And so if they're going to restaurants already those first few weeks, why not get them to come into your restaurant those first few weeks, right? This is so big. This is so important because the average kid that stays 4 years at UNR is going to come into your restaurant eventually. You guys have an amazing product. There's no way they won't come into your restaurant eventually. But why not get them to come in those first few weeks so then they find out how amazing your product is those first few weeks and they just continue coming all 4 years instead of us not getting in front of them those first few weeks and then finding out about you a year later. Well, how many times do you think they could have come within that year, could have brought other friends within that year had you gotten in front of them those first few weeks, right? So that's what we want to do. We don't want you to miss out on the potential revenue, those potential repeat customers. And so the way we're going to do this is it's going to be super simple, super easy. We're going to do another giveaway across all 3 of your platforms. There's going to be 3 winners. And so when I say this, it might seem like a lot to you, but it really isn't when I show you all the things it's going to do for you. What this giveaway is going to be is it's going to be free pizza, 1 free pizza a week for the entire semester. So that's going to be 3 kids that win on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, right? And so that may seem like a lot, 3 free pizzas a week. But if you think about it, for a company like yours that produces amazing pizza that has a ton of customers, every time I go in there, you guys are busy. It really isn't, especially when you think about you're not going to be only getting in front of these 3,000, but you're also going to be getting in front of almost all of these 20,000 right here. And not only all of these, but their parents and stuff are going to see it just because they're also following them, right? And so that's so big. That's so important because you're going to get in front of, I honestly would say easily 30, 40,000 people, easily. 30, 40,000 people that are here locally that are actually interested in what you have to offer, because who's going to be entering into a contest that doesn't to win pizza that doesn't like pizza, right? I'm not going to enter into a fitness contest if I don't like working out, right? Like I wouldn't enter into a yoga contest because I don't like yoga. And so that's hugely important. So I'm going to get you in front of all these followers, all these potential customers and stuff, help you develop your brand, help you get all these new followers. And not only that, when these people do come in for your free pizza, they're not going to come in alone, because I'm sure, as you've noticed, people usually don't go to restaurants by themselves. So they're going to bring friends. Those friends are going to start ordering beer, wings, fries, maybe soda if they're not old enough. And they're also going to be sharing your post on Instagram, Facebook, social media. They're going to be Snapchat. They're going to be bragging about how they won a free pizza and stuff like that, or just taking a picture, capturing memories of your place. And then as they're capturing these memories and posting them on Instagram and stuff, eventually they'll go through their Instagram, see your place again, and have that amazing memory of your place. And so that's why this is so important for your company to develop. You guys have an amazing product, and you guys just don't have the social media following and social media platforms up to standard for the product you guys have, like I mentioned. And so another way we're going to get you up to standard is we're going to go over here, and on the ads, we're going to create an ad campaign. And what we're going to do is, you understand the importance of videos already, obviously, as I've seen. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a video, but it's going to be even better. We're going to actually spend some good amount of money on this video, but it's going to pay off, just like that giveaway I was mentioning. This video is going to be of your pizza parlor when it's super busy, and it's which, I mean, it's easy to find the busy day for you guys, which is Friday or Saturday night, and just show the environment you guys create, show off your pizza, stuff like that. And the most important part about this is we're going to boost it for engagement, which is Facebook's going to share it to people that are most likely to engage, like, and comment on your post. But the most important part is we're not going to ask for a sale that very first time. This is just going to be purely for brand awareness. So, which we could do here, but we want to do engagement, and I'll explain that to you right now. We're not going to ask for a sale because Facebook allows you to put people in a list based on how they engage with your post. So if a person watches your video for 50% of it, Facebook's going to allow us to put them in a list of people that watched it for 50%. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them in that list, and then we're going to show them another ad. And in that ad, we'll actually ask for the sale. This is so important because, so day-to-day, an example of a day-to-day thing, you wouldn't go to the woman of your dreams, the man of your dreams, go up to them and say, hey, will you marry me, right? They would say no. And if they say yes, that'd probably be a little weird, and you probably should question that. And so, but that's what hundreds of companies do every single day. They go in front of a customer that's never heard of them, and they ask for a sale. That doesn't make sense, right? You shouldn't do that, especially if they're going to be spending their money. If you're doing a free giveaway, then yeah, someone's inclined to enter into that because it doesn't cost them anything. Whereas if you're asking them to spend their time, their money in your store, then they should at least know about your brand. And so that's the importance of this. We're going to get in front of your customers. We're going to get them thinking about your brand. I like to call this the Blue Honda effect. So have you ever noticed, like, when you say, for example, like, I'm going to buy a Blue Honda, all of a sudden you're driving on the road a few days later and you're seeing Blue Hondas everywhere. Well, there's always been the same number of Blue Hondas, right? But the reason you're noticing them more is because there's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system that allows you to actually, like, it becomes conscious, and your brain goes out of its way to actually see and notice these things. So that's what it's going to be for your company as well. We're going to get in front of these customers, and then they're going to start thinking about your company and thinking about your brand, thinking about your pizza. And then we're going to show them another ad, and this ad's going to offer an incentive to them. And not only that, but their brain's going to start thinking about it even more. Their reticular activating system is going to start thinking about it even more. And so every time someone mentions pizza, they're going to think about you. Every time maybe even someone brings up your pizza place, and it's just going to even develop them even further, right? So that's like the clear process to revenue. That's what I like to call a CPR, clear process to revenue. So you get this ad, you show it to your customer, you put the customer in a list, and then you show them another ad. And so they just keep thinking about your brand and thinking about your product. But this is a crucial part that I forgot to mention earlier. When we're creating this ad, we're going to make it local specific. So the issue I've noticed with a lot of companies is they just boost ads. And so what Facebook does is they see it as, oh, okay, so you want us to share an ad with as many people as possible, so we're just going to throw it out there. And so they throw it out to people in Florida, New York, stuff like that. Like I see ads from people in Florida all the time, and it's just like, I'm never going to your restaurant. I live in Reno, Nevada. You're wasting your money. I'm sorry to hear that. And so we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here. I already typed in Reno, We're going to do a 25-mile radius so people in Carson and stuff can see it as well. And that's how we're going to share that ad with them. And then once we retarget them, it's going to be to all these people because it's only going to be people here local specific, right? And so that's a key part because I don't want to waste your money. You guys, my mother owns a business. I know how it is. You're trying to spend as little as possible. And even when you spend, you're trying to get the best return on your investment. So we're not going to go out there and spend all this money to get you in front of people in Florida and stuff. That's pointless. You as an owner, I know, don't care to have followers of people in Florida, right? You as an owner only want people that are actually going to buy from you. That's why you're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, right? You're not on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to show your posts to people out in Florida or New York. And so that's how I want to help you. That's how we're going to blow this thing up and help your sales go through the roof. So please, I would love to sit down in person with you guys and talk to see if we're even a good fit, because maybe this isn't the route you want to take for your advertisements, or maybe I'm not the person that can deliver for you, or maybe we're just on two different pages. So I would like to get to talk to you a little bit and see if we can move further. So please, if you guys are interested at all and liked what I had to say, please contact me and let's schedule something. I hope you guys have a great day and have a great weekend. Please contact me as soon as possible because, like I mentioned earlier, this is school starting in like 2 weeks for UNR, so this is extremely important that we get in front of your customers as soon as possible, right? So let's get this started pretty fast. So have a great day. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video.